is this presentation. We will explore a common international approach to developing occupation standards. To understand and develop occupation standards, we will look at common terminology, explore international standards for classifying occupations, concept of occupation standards, steps involved in developing occupation standards. A well-functioning labor market bridges education outcomes with workforce demand. On one side, education systems produce skilled graduates through effective curriculum development and qualifications. These outcomes represent the supply side, contributing to a skilled labor force. On the other side, the labor market represents demand, driven by industry needs, technological advancements, and economic shifts. When these two forces align, graduates transition smoothly into jobs that match their skills, supporting productivity, economic growth, and professional development. The key to this alignment lies in occupation standards, which ensure that the skills taught meet the needs of the workforce. To effectively develop occupation standards, it's essential to understand key terminology. An occupation is a group or family of jobs with similar duties and tasks. For example, teacher is an occupation, but within this occupation there are many different jobs, such as maths teacher, English teacher, or geography teacher. In simple terms, an occupation represents multiple jobs, while a job is a single specific role. Occupations are characterized by their profiles, which outline key duties and tasks. Meanwhile, jobs are defined by descriptions that detail specific roles and responsibilities. Let's break down the concept of an occupation with practical example. An occupation refers to a broad category that includes multiple jobs with similar skills and tasks. For example, vocational education teacher is an occupation that encompasses various job roles such as automotive instructor, TVET teacher, or vocational college lecturer. Each of these jobs shares a core set of skills but applies them in different contexts or specializations. The International Standard Classification of Occupations, or ISCO, is a global framework for organizing occupations. Many countries have developed their own classification systems to suit their national labor market needs. For example, the United States uses ONET, a comprehensive system that provides detailed information about occupations, skills, and labor market trends. Canada has the National Occupational Classification, which is widely used for job classification and immigration assessment. Australia and New Zealand use the joint system, which classifies occupations based on skill levels and tasks. In the United Kingdom, the system is called the Standard Occupational Classification, which is used for collecting and reporting labor market data. Saudi Arabia has its own version, the Saudi Standard Classification of Occupations, designed to align with both ISCO and the kingdom's national labor policies. At a regional level, the European Union uses ESCO, the European Skills, Competences, Qualifications, and Occupations Framework, supporting mobility and skills recognition across EU member states. ISCO is a globally recognized framework for grouping and describing occupations. Managed by the International Labour Organization, ISCO provides a consistent way to classify occupations across countries and regions. First introduced in 1957, the current version, ISCO 08, was adopted in 2007, with a revision planned for 2030. The occupational classification system serves three key purposes. First, it categorizes all occupations into groups and assigns a coding system. This structured approach allows occupations to be grouped based on similarities in job roles, duties, and skill levels, creating a standardized framework for comparison and analysis. Second, it provides a statistical analysis of labor market information. By grouping occupations, it becomes easier to track trends in employment, skills demand, and workforce changes, essential for policymaking, education planning, and industry development. Lastly, it describes the basic duties and tasks associated with each occupation, forming what is known as an occupation profile. Occupation profiles are vital building blocks for developing qualifications, job descriptions, and career pathways, as they clearly outline what a person should know and be able to do in a particular role. Occupational classification systems create consistency, support workforce analysis, and drive skills development through clear, standardized profiles. The ISCO 08 framework organizes occupations into 4 hierarchical groups, each becoming more detailed as we move down the levels. Major groups, the highest level, which classifies occupations into broad categories. There are 10 major groups. For example, Major Group 1, Managers; Major Group 2, Professionals; Major Group 3, technicians and associate professionals, and so forth. Sub-major groups. Each major group is broken down into more specific categories based on types of work and skill levels. Across all major groups, there are 43 sub-major groups. Minor groups. Sub-major groups are further divided based on specialized areas of work, creating 130 minor groups in total. Unit groups. The most detailed level, unit groups list specific occupations and their tasks. There are 436 unit groups providing the highest level of detail for job classification. This structured approach allows ISCO 08 to categorize occupations consistently, supporting workforce planning, qualification design, and international labor market comparisons. The ISCO framework categorizes occupations into 4 skill levels, ranging from basic to highly specialized. Let's break them down. Skill level 1 is the lowest level. It includes jobs that require basic literacy and numeracy skills. Tasks are often routine, with simple procedures and limited decision-making. Examples include laborers, cleaners, and some entry-level service roles. Skill level 2 requires more advanced literacy and numeracy skills, along with good interpersonal communication abilities. Jobs at this level may involve operating machinery or administrative tasks. Examples include clerical workers, sales assistants, and machine operators. Skill level 3 involves a high level of literacy and numeracy, with well-developed interpersonal and problem-solving skills. Jobs at this level often require technical training or vocational qualifications. Examples include technicians, medical assistants, and supervisors. Skill level 4 is the highest level, requiring extended literacy and numeracy skills, often at an expert level, combined with excellent interpersonal and leadership abilities. Occupations at this level typically require higher education qualifications. Examples include doctors, engineers, and senior managers. This 4-level structure helps us understand the complexity and requirements of different occupations, ensuring that qualifications and training programs align with industry needs. Let's discuss how ISCO skill levels can align and potentially indicate the different major groups of occupations. Each group can reflect a distinct level of skill complexity, from basic to highly specialized roles. This is not relevant to all occupations, but rather an indicative example. Skill level 1. This is the lowest skill level, covering jobs that require only basic literacy and numeracy skills. Occupations such as laborers, cleaners, and agricultural helpers fall into this category. Skill level 2 reflects jobs that require more skills, practical experience, and some vocational training. Occupations in groups 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4 typically fall into skill level 2. Skill level 3. This level involves more advanced technical and theoretical knowledge, usually gained through vocational training or further education. Occupations such as engineering technicians, paramedics, or IT support specialists fall into this category. Skill level 4. The highest skill level includes occupations that require specialist knowledge, typically gained through higher education. Professionals, such as doctors, engineers, teachers, and scientists, are classified under skill level 4. Additionally, managers in Group 1 tend to require a mixture of skill level 3 to 4. This alignment between skill levels and occupation groups helps in designing qualifications, career pathways, and workforce development strategies that are consistent and internationally comparable. Let's illustrate how the competency framework aligns with ISCO skill levels, showing the relationship between job responsibilities and the required level of skill or expertise. Let's break it down from entry-level to senior leadership roles. Level 1. Entry-level into a vocation requires basic competence. ISCO skill level 1 to 2. At this level, individuals are entering the vocation or profession, gaining essential skills and becoming competent in specific functions. Roles here are typically routine and involve basic problem solving. Levels 2 to 3. Competent workers and supervisory roles. ISCO skill level 2 to 3. As individuals advance, they become proficient in their functions and may take on team supervision. They demonstrate technical knowledge and problem-solving abilities, supporting day-to-day operations. Levels 4 to 5. Managerial roles. ISCO skill level 3 to 4. At this level, individuals are responsible for managing work teams or business units. These roles require strong leadership, decision-making, and operational management skills. Levels 6 and above. represent senior professional and strategic roles. ISCO Skill Level 4. The highest skill level is required for roles involving strategic management and leadership. This includes directing business strategies for organizations of various sizes. This alignment between competency levels and ISCO skill levels helps define career pathways, establish qualifications, and guide professional development from entry-level to senior leadership positions. ISCO skill levels can align with any national qualification framework. For example, the European Qualifications Framework. Qualification types can demonstrate how educational achievements correspond to occupational skill levels. Starting from the lowest levels, Level 1, Kindergarten, ISCO Skill Level 1. At this level, individuals are beginning to acquire basic skills in literacy, numeracy, and communication. Level 2, Primary Education, ISCO Skill Level 1 to 2. This stage provides foundational knowledge, enabling individuals to perform simple tasks with supervision. Level 3, Secondary School Certificate, ISCO Skill Level 2. With a secondary education, individuals can undertake practical tasks and gain employability skills for entry-level roles. Moving to more advanced levels. Level 4, Diploma, ISCO Skill Level 3. At this stage, individuals possess vocational skills, making them qualified for technical roles such as technicians, supervisors, or skilled trades. Level 5, Higher or Advanced Diploma, ISCO Skill Level 3. This level demonstrates a deeper technical and theoretical understanding, enabling individuals to work independently and manage projects. At the highest academic levels, levels 6, 7, and 8 generally require a bachelor, master, and doctoral degrees. ISCO Skill Level 4. These levels represent expert knowledge and advanced skills. Individuals are qualified for professional roles such as engineers, doctors, or senior managers, capable of solving complex problems and leading innovation. This suggested alignment between ISCO skill levels and EQF qualification types helps ensure that education systems produce graduates with the skills needed to succeed in the labor market, supporting workforce planning and career progression. The International Standard Classification of Occupations is essential for workforce development, education, and labor market analysis. Here's why. First, it explains how occupations are classified. ISCO groups jobs into categories based on skill level and type of work, creating a common language for describing occupations. Second, it provides an indicator of the basic required skill level. By aligning occupations with skill levels, ISCO helps identify the qualifications, experience, and competencies needed for different roles. Third, it offers a universal basic occupation profile. Each profile includes a description, key duties and tasks, and examples of related job titles. This consistency supports job analysis, career guidance, and curriculum design. Lastly, occupation profiles form the foundation for developing occupational standards. These standards define what workers need to know and do, serving as a basis for qualifications, assessment criteria, and workforce planning. ISCO is more than a classification system. It is a tool for aligning education and training with labor market needs, ensuring that skills development meets industry standards. Let's explain the connection between ISCO and occupational profiles, highlighting how occupations are organized and described. On the left, we see the ISCO architecture, which classifies occupations into 4 levels: major group, sub-major group, minor group, and unit group. On the right is the occupational profile, which captures key information about a specific occupation. It includes occupation title, the name of the role, such as electrician or software developer, ISCO grouping, the corresponding ISCO code linking the profile to the classification system, occupation description, a brief overview of the job, its context, and its purpose, key duties and tasks, a list of the core responsibilities and functions performed in the role. Occupational profiles built using the ISCO structure form the foundation for developing occupational standards, qualifications, and training programs. They ensure consistency, support labor market analysis, and help align education with workforce needs. Occupation profiles play a crucial role in 4 key areas. Firstly, the TVET sector. Occupation profiles guide the development of occupation standards, which define competencies for various roles. TVET qualifications that align with industry needs. Career pathways and progression frameworks to support learners' development. assessment guidance, ensuring consistent evaluation of skills. Regional and international alignment, supporting labor mobility and skills recognition across borders. Secondly, workforce development. Occupation profiles are essential for learning and development programs tailored to industry needs, creating accurate job descriptions, designing performance and appraisal systems to measure job competency, supporting recruitment and upskilling initiatives, providing data for labor market information, promoting labor force mobility, helping workers transition between roles or sectors. Thirdly, education and training providers. Education institutions use occupation profiles to identify key occupations and their skill requirements, map qualifications and skills to meet industry demands, align occupations with labor market trends, ensuring graduates are job-ready, demonstrate regulatory requirements for program accreditation, identify professional development needs for teachers and trainers. Lastly, quality assurance. Occupation profiles are central to maintaining standards by meeting regulatory requirements for qualifications and training programs, supporting framework mapping to align qualifications with national standards, facilitating data collection and analysis for continuous improvement, enabling international benchmarking, ensuring that standards meet global expectations. Occupation profiles are a foundational tool that connects industry needs with education, training, and quality assurance, ensuring that qualifications and workforce skills align with labor market demands. Occupation profiles play a vital role in workforce development and career planning. Here's why they are so important. First, they are an essential building block for professional growth, workplace progression, and career development pathways. They help individuals understand how they can advance in their careers and what skills they need to succeed. Second, they provide consistency and a common terminology when describing occupations. This ensures that everyone, from educators to employers, uses the same language when defining job roles and skills. Third, they support the development of job descriptions. Occupation profiles outline key duties, tasks, and required competencies, making it easier for employers to create accurate and consistent job descriptions. Fourth, they are critical for labor market information. By clearly defining occupations, they help labor market analysts track employment trends, identify skills gaps, and forecast future workforce needs. Finally, they inform the creation of occupational standards. Occupation profiles form the foundation for developing standards that guide qualification frameworks, training programs, and assessment criteria. Occupation profiles create a bridge between education, employment, and workforce planning, ensuring that qualifications and skills meet labor market demands. Internationally, the term occupation standards are often referred to as occupation skills standards, units of competency, national occupation standards, and national occupation skills standards, amongst others. Occupation standards are essential tools for defining and measuring job performance and skill requirements. Let's break down their purpose and importance. First, they specify the standard of performance an individual must achieve when carrying out a function within an occupation. Occupation standards clearly outline what a competent worker should be able to do, ensuring consistency and quality across job roles. Second, they serve as the basis for building qualifications and training programs. By defining the skills, knowledge, and behaviors required for a job, occupation standards guide the development of curricula, assessment criteria, and certification frameworks. Finally, they act as a platform for human resource development. Occupation standards support various HR functions, including recruitment, performance appraisal, and professional development, ensuring that employees meet industry expectations. Occupation standards connect industry needs with education and training outcomes, forming a foundation for skills development, workforce planning, and career progression. Let's define what occupation standards are and why they matter. Occupation standards outline the knowledge, skills, and attitudes required for effective workplace performance. They describe what an individual needs to know and be able to do to carry out a job successfully. These standards are important because they clearly specify the expectations for workplace performance. They guide workers on the skills they must demonstrate and employers on how to assess competency. The international terms for defining occupation standards are constantly evolving, reflecting changes in industries, technologies, and workforce needs. Despite these changes, the core purpose remains the same: to define what a person should know and do to perform their job effectively within a real work environment. Occupation standards are essential for setting clear performance benchmarks and ensuring that qualifications, training programs, and job roles meet the needs of employers and industries. Let's look at what competence means and why it's critical in the workplace. Competence is the ability to apply specific skills and knowledge in a work environment to meet performance standards and achieve work-related goals and objectives. It's not just about what you know, but how you use that knowledge to get results. Simply put, competency is the ability to apply knowledge and skills to produce a required outcome. For example, a competent electrician not only understands electrical theory, but can safely and effectively install wiring systems to meet industry standards. In other words, competence is more than knowledge, it's knowledge in action. The formula is simple. Competence equals applying skills and knowledge to produce results. Understanding competence is key for designing qualifications, training programs, and assessments that ensure workers can perform their roles effectively in real-world settings. Developing occupation standards offers significant benefits for industries, employers, and the workforce. Let's break them down. First, industry standards are created by industry. Occupation standards are developed with direct input from industry experts, ensuring they reflect real-world requirements and current best practices. Second, they standardize expected performance for core functions. By clearly defining job roles, skills, and competencies, occupation standards ensure consistency in performance expectations across industries and organizations. Third, they help meet the changing needs of industry. As industries evolve, occupation standards can be updated to include new technologies, practices, and skill sets, keeping the workforce competitive and aligned with market demands. Fourth, they support workforce planning. Employers use occupation standards to identify skill gaps, design training programs, and plan for future labor needs, ensuring a well-prepared and efficient workforce. Finally, they guide performance appraisal and development systems. Occupation standards set clear performance benchmarks, making it easier for employers to assess employee performance, identify training needs, and support career development. Developing occupation standards is essential for aligning education, training, and workforce development with industry needs, ensuring a skilled and adaptable workforce. Let's examine the occupation standards development model, which connects industry needs to qualifications and curriculum development. Let's walk through each stage of the process. First, we start with the occupation profile. Based on the ISCO classification system, the occupation profile defines a specific job role, including its title, description, key duties, and required competencies. It provides a clear understanding of what the job involves and the skills needed to perform it. Next are the occupation standard units. These units break down the occupation profile into specific tasks and competencies. Each unit outlines what a person should know and be able to do, including performance criteria, knowledge requirements, and assessment methods. These units form the foundation for developing qualifications. Then comes qualification development. Using occupation standard units, qualifications are created to ensure learners gain the skills and knowledge required by industry. Qualifications are structured according to national and international frameworks to support recognition and career progression. Finally, we have curriculum development. The curriculum translates qualifications into learning programs. It includes courses, modules, assessments, and practical activities designed to help learners achieve the competencies defined in the occupation standards. Throughout the process, everything is benchmarked to international standards, ensuring that qualifications are globally recognized and meet industry needs. This model highlights how occupation standards drive the creation of qualifications and curricula that are directly aligned with labor market requirements. The key stages in developing occupation standards, from research to validation. Let's walk through each step of the process. Desktop research. The process begins with extensive research, which includes reviewing ISCO classifications to ensure alignment with international standards, conducting occupational standards benchmarking, comparing existing standards from other countries or industries. This research provides a solid foundation and ensures international compatibility. Development of the occupation profile. Using the research findings, an occupation profile is developed, which outlines functional areas, The broad categories of work within the occupation. Functions, the key tasks or responsibilities performed within those areas. Subfunctions, more detailed activities that make up each function. The occupation profile defines the scope of the job and sets the structure for the standards. Occupation standards. Development. Next, occupation standards units are created based on the occupation profile. Each unit details the performance criteria for tasks, the knowledge and skills required to perform them. These units form the building blocks for qualifications and training programs. Employer validation. The final stage is where industry representatives review the standards to ensure they meet real-world needs. This step includes reviewing the proposed standards, suggesting amendments based on industry practices, validating the final version to confirm it reflects workplace expectations. This process is critical because it ensures that occupation standards are both benchmarked to international standards and approved by employers, making them practical, relevant, and valuable for workforce development. How labor market needs drive the development of occupation standards, qualifications, and training programs. Let's begin with the factors influencing the people sitting around the table, representing industry and stakeholders. Labor market information. Data from the labor market highlights trends, job growth, and skill gaps, guiding what occupations and competencies are in demand. Supply and demand. Imbalances between job vacancies and available skills signal the need for specific training programs. Employability. Employers seek workers who are job-ready with relevant skills, making employability a key driver for developing standards. Technological advancements. Emerging technologies create demand for new skills, requiring updates to qualifications and curricula. Changes in legislation or regulation. New laws or industry standards may require additional skills, knowledge, or certifications. New skills. Industry changes often demand new competencies that must be incorporated into occupation standards. Labor force needs. Broader economic trends, such as demographic shifts or national development plans, shape workforce requirements. These factors together highlight the need for developing occupation standards, which define the skills, knowledge, and behaviors required for specific jobs. Next, let's walk through the process from occupation standards to qualifications and training. Occupation standards are developed based on industry needs and describe what workers must know and be able to do. They become the foundation for building qualifications and training programs. Qualification and training programs. Development and accreditation. Using occupation standards, qualifications are designed to ensure learners acquire the required competencies. These qualifications are then accredited to meet national and international frameworks. Qualification and training development. The developed qualifications and training programs are delivered through educational institutions and training providers. The outcomes are certified, ensuring that graduates meet the occupation standards and are job-ready. Curriculum, syllabus, course, and training development. Qualifications are translated into detailed learning programs, including courses, syllabi, and practical training modules. These curricula ensure that learners gain both theoretical knowledge and practical skills. The entire process is driven by industry needs and ensures that occupational standards are directly linked to qualifications and training programs. This alignment supports workforce development, increases employability, and keeps skills relevant in a changing labor market. Thanks for watching. If you would like a copy of this presentation, feel free to contact me on LinkedIn or through my website. Links are in the description below. Alternatively, leave a comment below. I'd be happy to hear your thoughts.